Playing against a team that hasn't been in an All-Ireland semi-final in 80 years. So, I mean, how exactly do you prepare for that?
But really good teams, Michael, crush opponents like that and crush them quickly. And they all left Tipperary hanging on. And I agree with Joe, Tipperary were the better team for long periods of the game. Now, Mayo got a grip of it in the last 20 minutes again, but it was a very lucky goal. But they have struggled into the final. On the basis of that performance, you would have to think that Mayo have actually gone back on what they have been doing in previous years. Maybe they're saving it up for one special performance. I hope they are. But you certainly would want to be a great believer to think that Mayo today would be either Dublin or Kerry.
But I suppose, you know, Pat, the thing about it is I was talking to a Mayo man during the week, and I was talking to him about this game, and he said, do you know what? He says, we're going to go into an All-Ireland final. He says, not fully stretched. So, you know, he was thinking ahead, and I suspect a lot of other Mayo people were as well.
Yeah, that's a fair point. They've reached an All-Ireland final without playing a Division 1 team. Probably that's the first. Let's you know, this isn't exactly a Mayo team of a bundle full of All-Ireland titles. It's 65 years since they've won an All-Ireland. And today, they needed to lay down a marker. They needed to show, we're different this year. This is our 6th year on the trot. We might have pretty much the same personnel, but we're different. And in the second half, nothing. This was a Mayo team, Michael, that staggered, stumbled, fell over the line. This is a Mayo team that haven't put together in any match through the qualifiers against weak enough teams. They haven't put together a 70-minute performance. But what I saw in the second half, matches are won, are earned. You've got to work for it. In the second half, Mayo, like the last 20 minutes against Tyrone when they went in extra man, Mayo went into their shell. Mayo sat back. Mayo dropped their work rate. Mayo dropped the intensity. They were like, we're Mayo. We'll stroll into an All-Ireland final. And they didn't. Tipperary showed spirit. They came at them. They were limited, but they showed spirit. I mean, there was no leadership in the second half. There was no composure. All the great players we saw in the first, Andy Morton, his legs ran out. Aidan O'Shea was picking up handball.
Yeah, I know the point.
But they're in an All-Ireland final.
Yeah, they are. The thing to counter that, or to add to that, gentlemen, as well, is in 2001, Galway lost down in Connacht to Roscommon, and then they staggered and stumbled their way around the place, got into an All-Ireland final, and guess what, fellas, you remember?
They'd been champions. I remember well. But,
they were a great team.
Okay, fair.
They've been champions.
They also had proven individuals at the top level, like you had Michael Donlan and Jaff Fallon up front, and Pádraig Joyce.
You would there isn't been there, done that.
There isn't 3 forwards like that on the Mayo team, and they're not going to be there in the final either. Now, Mayo to me looked as if they had overtrained for that. Maybe they had decided we want to get this one out of the way, and maybe one big performance. But they were very sluggish. But they didn't have the energy, and most worryingly, I say, they looked short of pace.
I tell you what they don't look like. They don't look as though they believe they can win an All-Ireland. I agree with you totally, Pat. But Pat says, this is a team that's never won an All-Ireland. They should have been ravenous out there. You would expect them. There's Andy Murray waving up at the crowd when they're cheering. I mean, this is it. This is shit or bust for me.
You think of their 2 big matches this year, Michael, against Galway, last 20 minutes, 3 points ahead. Beaten. They had no shot at goal in the last 20 minutes. Against Tyrone, last 15 minutes, 1 shot at goal. Fear.
Let's, gentlemen, get a Mayo point of view on all of this from Aidan.